Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Shimere, and in today's video, you guys, we're going to be discussing some movies from the 90s. Okay, so if you're like me, then you grew up watching movies and getting your love for movies in the 90s. Okay, it was all about the 90s. That's when I fell in love with movies, in the 90s. So it's only natural that some of my favorite movies would be movies that were made in the 90s, and it would only be natural for me to sometimes quote movies from the 90s. Okay, so you guys, recently I've been having discussions, or I just bring up random movie quotes or say something in reference to a movie that was like a childhood staple of mine in the 90s. And my husband will really have no idea what I'm talking about. Like, I'll say a line and he'll be like, no. So then I'm like, are you serious? Like, you don't know that? What was your childhood? Like, what did you watch? How do you not know these movies? Okay? So if you guys are like me and you've had any discussions with people about movies in the 90s and they felt the same way and they were like, they don't have a clue what you're talking about, or they haven't seen it, then you might want to, tell them about the movie, but you might want to actually watch the movie with them, okay? Because there's nothing like watching a movie that you love with someone who hasn't seen it for the first time and watching their reaction. Well, at least in my case, I feel like that. I really like to see people's reactions to stuff that I love. I mean, it's probably pretty annoying because the whole time I'm sitting there like, ooh, you see that part? Wait till this part's good. Do you like it? Do you like it? Like, did you like that? What are you gonna do? But anyway, so that got me to thinking, okay, I'm just gonna have to show him some of these movies. Like, we're gonna have to watch some of these movies that came out in the 90s that you haven't seen, or that you may have seen, but you didn't pay enough attention to it, okay? You don't understand why I like it so much. So I made a little list of the first few movies I could think of that, are ones that really stick out to me that I used to watch in the 90s. And I was like, okay, let's see if we can find these on Netflix. Now, unfortunately, most of the movies that I thought about that I was, referencing recently and stuff like that were movies that aren't on Netflix right now. But lucky for you, some of them are on Amazon Prime Video, and you can either buy them or rent them for pretty decent prices, especially rent, probably like $2.99 for most of them. Okay, with all that being said, let's just jump right into the first one. So, and these are not in any type of order or anything, they're just, I just wrote them down like this. So the first one is Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. You guys, if I reference, I'm right on top of that, Rose, and people don't know what I'm talking about, I'm like, did you not watch Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead? Like, how have you not seen this? So, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead came out in 1991. It starred Christina Applegate, and she played Sue Ellen, okay? And basically, I mean, not to give it away or anything, but it's basically about some kids who don't want to tell their mom that the babysitter has died, and all of the things that they do, while they're trying to take care of themselves while their mom is out of town, okay? And you guys, I really love this movie, and I just felt like it was always fun to watch, and it was cool. And for some reason, I was very intrigued by the fact that she basically made up a resume to be able to work. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, that intrigued me as a child. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing, but that was my favorite part of the movie. It was very interesting to me, and it stuck with me. And I love how she was like, I'm right on top of that, Rose. So yeah, next up we have Now and Then. You guys, I got Now and Then for a gift for Christmas one year. It was on a VHS tape, and you guys, I really loved the movie. They had a pretty star-studded cast. Okay, we had Rosie O'Donnell, Rita Wilson, Melanie Griffith, Demi Moore. Okay, and that was like the adults in the movie when the movie first started. And it's basically about a group of friends, and they kind of give us a look into a pivotal summer in their life. And you guys, I really liked it, and I think I related so much to it because, like, The girls who played the younger version of the adults in the movie were about my age whenever I was watching the movie. So, you know, I could really relate to them and their stories, and it was very fun and interesting, and I really just loved the movie, okay? And one of my favorite scenes in the movie is when Melanie Griffith's character is like basically practicing what she's gonna say when she wins an award. And you know, me growing up being a kid who wants to be an actress and stuff like that, I could really relate to her practicing these type of things. So one of my favorite parts when she was like talking and she was like, so I must say that I've thought about this day, dreamed about this day for as long as I can remember. To win an Academy Award at such a young age is such an accomplishment. Where will you go from here? Anyway, so it was a really great movie and I really liked it. Alrighty, you guys, so on to the next one. Now this next movie, a lot of people that I know have watched this movie and a lot of people love this movie. But you guys, can you believe that there are still a few people out here who, you know, they've seen it, but it didn't make an impact on them, okay? They might need to watch it again, okay? And that movie is Love Jones, you guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, talk about strong black lead, okay? Love Jones is one of my favorites, okay? We've got Nia Long, we've got Lorenz Tate, and we've got their love story. We've got writing, photography, and, you know, just smooth talking and words and poetry, okay? And we've got the famous line, I'm the blues in your left thigh, trying to become the funk in your right. Is that all right? Oh, okay. You guys, tell me Love Jones wasn't the stuff, okay? So if you know somebody who watched Love Jones and they don't remember the whole movie, or you know somebody who hasn't seen Love Jones, you definitely need to sit them down and be like, okay, you know what? You're watching Love Jones, okay? Now this one, once again, I looked it up. It wasn't on Netflix whenever I looked it up, but it was one that you can rent on Amazon Prime Video. So, hey, rent that. That is worth the $2.99, the $3.99, the $4.99, the $5.99, whatever 99 it is that it costs to rent it. You should be willing to pay for it and watch Love Jones, because that's what they were doing in the little poetry club. It was all of that, okay? All right, so now we're gonna move on to The Best Man. You guys, The Best Man was such a good movie. Okay, when it first came out, it was like, oh my goodness, do you see that? Do you see all this black excellence on this screen? Okay, we have some good looking people in that movie. Like, they were nice to look at and the movie was great. We had some great acting. And so if you're unfamiliar with The Best Man, which, you know, in my mind, I'm like, if you grew up in the 90s, how could you be unfamiliar with The Best Man? But if for some reason you're unfamiliar with The Best Man, you need to watch it, okay? So it's basically about a group of friends who are coming together because, you know, one set of the friends are getting married, and, you know, so now they're gonna reminisce about their college years and when they met each other. And they also find out about some scandalous things that were going on during the college years that are just coming to light now that they're adults, because one of them wrote a book. It's just a whole bunch of stuff, but it's a whole bunch of good stuff, okay? So if you haven't seen The Best Man, you definitely need to check it out, okay? But just like the other ones, this 90s movie was not on Netflix. I was like, what 90s movies are on Netflix at this point, okay? What 90s movies are on Netflix, okay? But you can rent it on Amazon Prime, so they got you. And I'll have to look it up. Some of these might be on Hulu too. So, you know, I'm pretty sure between the streaming services, you can find these movies, or on demand on your TV, okay? Check your local cable provider as well. Alrighty guys, and then we have what? Clueless. Now you know Clueless. Whatever, okay? You guys, Clueless was one of my favorites. We have Alicia Silverstone who plays Cher, and Cher was giving us spoiled rich kid realness, okay? She had the outfit, she had the friends, she had the phone, the Jeep, and she had a rich black friend, okay? So, you know, for me, I was like, oh, hold up. You know, that was Stacey Dash who played Dion, who was her friend in the movie. And you guys, I was just completely obsessed with Clueless. Like, I'm talking every piece of Clueless merchandise that came out, I had it, okay? I had the pink little flip up Clueless Dear Diary thing where you like type in stuff and little messages and stuff like that. Like, I was completely obsessed with Clueless. And one of my favorite scenes in the movie was when Dion's learning how to drive and her and Murray are in the car with Cher, and then they realize that she's getting on the freeway, and you know, he's like, oh, what the heck, you getting on the freeway? And they're freaking out and stuff, and he's telling her, just relax and drive, baby, just relax and drive. Oh my gosh, you guys, that movie was so like awesome. It was awesomely cute, and I think maybe, I don't even think it was just girly though. I feel like girls and guys were very into Clueless, okay? Like, some of the guys might not have let us know they were into Clueless, but I feel like they were really into Clueless, okay? So I feel like Clueless is another one of those movies that's perfect for you to share with someone who hasn't seen it before, okay? And again, I was a little disappointed because I typed it in the search on Netflix and I didn't see Clueless on there. But once again, you can always run it on Prime, or you can watch it on another streaming service, or probably catch it on, you know, your cable provider. And you know, there are some 90s movies that are on Netflix, you know, that I know offhand, which were, and some of them that were coming up was stuff like The Bride of Chucky. I mean, you guys, in the 90s, like, Chucky was a thing, okay? And that's before I was all scary and wimpy and didn't want to watch scary movies and things like that. Like, right now, well, I probably still watch Chucky. I don't really feel like it was that scary, but right now I'm kind of not really as into watching scary stuff, which I'm going to put myself to the test soon. I'm going to watch something scary, preferably at the movies when I go back to the movie. That might be one of my first things I see when I go back to the movie, something scary. But anyway, so there was like Bride of Chucky on Netflix. That's a 90s movie that's on Netflix. My Best Friend's Wedding, that's on there. They had some other stuff too. So I say all that to say there are a few good 90s movies that are on Netflix. And there are just some good 90s movies in general that you should share with someone. Like, if they haven't seen it, then you should share it, okay? And there are just so many other random 90s movies that I will reference and do something from, and I'm like, how have you not seen it? You know, if I go Snotface, like, how do you not know what that's from? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you watch Drop Dead Fred? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you guys, so that's all the ones that I just can randomly think of for now. I mean, how horribly random is this? But yeah, share those movies with somebody and let me know in the comments down below, like, what are your favorite 90s movies? And definitely let me know if there's some that are on Netflix that I was missing. I mean, of course I didn't just sit there and just search up every movie I could think of, but you know, let me know if you've seen some good 90s movies on Netflix lately, or Amazon Prime, or Hulu, or anything like that. Just let me know your favorite 90s movies in general, okay? Because you know what? It's fun, and sharing is caring. Share with me. Let me know what you've been watching that's from the 90s, okay? Let's reminisce about our childhood a little bit, okay? Alrighty, you guys, so that's enough movie chit chat for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on all this good movie talk, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.